I think this kind of approach is strongly influenced by my first documentary mentor, which is the director who taught at the community college. Her name is Una Wu, and in her films, she actually participated in her first films was very personal, and however, as so far as I know, was kind of like international renown and has received a lot of awards, and so which I know that her first films were talking about her mother and her and also her father, and also I didn't really remember the details, but anyway, first person who influenced me that there is this kind of approach is my teacher Una Wu, and I also see this kind of approaches by different directors in Taiwan, including like Yang Lizhou, director Yang Lizhou, who had made films like 青春啦啦队, talking a film about these. I think that is cheerleaders, the old people, grandpa cheerleaders.
Oh, grandma.
And, and I think that film is another classic, which, in fact, that just because of this director, then these grandpa and grandma cheerleaders, they could have this. They had this performance at the Taiwan Olympic. So
in the Taiwan Olympics team.
No. I mean in that opening ceremony, I think. So these two directors has influenced my style, and also by taking the test for this film, I think another classic film which influenced me a lot is Super Size Me.
Super Size Me. The Morgan ate so many McDonald's and he got pretty sick.
So
right. So you were influenced by people that you kind of liked their films, and then you thought, hey, okay, right, okay, I see, because I mean, in fact, the first film that I kind of bought in VHS was Roger and Me. Michael Moore himself put himself straight into the film, and then his whole film is about confronting the chairman of General Motors. So he is in a lot of the scene and doing the narration too. So I mean, definitely, I mean, but yeah, I'm just curious. So which leads me to the question about the four leads, Pei Ling and Yu Shen. How did their continuous participation over the year, how did you achieve that? I mean, is it just that they were your good friends, or they feel kind of like, all right, they participated when they were 14 and it's the momentum is there? Like,
no,
okay,
there wasn't any momentum at all. Actually, they were, rather than saying they're surprised, I would say that they're more shocked, I believe.
They're shocked of what? That you still doing that? Or still want to talk to them? I mean, on camera, obviously.
What I perceived, the reaction that I perceived from them is that they feel shocked. But what? I thought it was just a homework, just for a few months.
14 years old, like we're 19 now, or 20. You still do.
So they were quite shocked that this film was first was funded. This film has been selected by the Taiwan Public Television Service as one of their projects. But however, we quit because that I think that I was too young and too I wouldn't say naive, but
Ambitious, trying to do.
unprofessional,
Oh.
and also I was still exploring my way of presenting this film, and they think I swing too much, and they don't know what really I was doing. So,
Right.
but so
You
anyway,
were 14.
yeah,
Or let me remind the viewers here. You were
yeah, yeah,
14 or 15 at the time. So
yeah.
it's kind of tough. Yeah.
So they only had 1 year. They asked me to finish that in 1 year, but I'm still on my way to explore, just like the students, as they are exploring their life. So anyway, that's another topic. And so back to the leads. Yeah, I would say they are rather shocked than surprised. So, but that was kind of that was a tough work to communicate them about my intentions and why I want to continue and everything. So, for example, like in this film, you see that Yu Xuan, uh, she's in this film. I think some of the audience can see that she's kind of a preserved person. She doesn't
You mean
expose her.
reserved?
Yeah,
Reserved.
reserved person, that she doesn't expose too much about herself. So, for example, in the first part of the film, she just say that, I want to go to school. I want to go to a school that I want to go. So it was like you say this. Yeah, it's equal saying nothing, because we assume that everyone is going to a school that he or she wants, but although that maybe half of them in reality they don't know what school they want, they just go to however they score. So anyway, she was kind of reserved, and in order to dig into this into the mystery that about her struggle during choosing her path in the last year of junior high school, I had waited for like at least 1 year, more than 1 year, in order to ask to have her telling to the audience what happened actually,
Yeah.
which we had that
By
struggle.
waited for 1 year, you mean like you keep on asking her once in a while for
Not
1 year?
really, not really keep asking her once in a while, but I kind of like waited
Oh,
and
okay. So you plan ahead
observed.
and you'd know, okay, keep on paying attention, but didn't say much and kind of waited your time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I
Just
see.
yeah, in the film you see that I first when she was in 15, when she was 15 and in junior in ninth grade, I asked that what was her struggle. She told me that she didn't want to say that, and then there was an animation, and after the animation, that was 1 year, 1 year and a half, I think, 1 year and a half after her struggle, and she told me that yeah that her friends, and not really her friends, but people are talking about that she's so good in grades. So it will be a waste not to go to a academic school.
So for this version, 2014 version, if I heard what you said earlier, right, the 2009, the first 6 minutes, you have 70 hours, 70 more or whatnot. How many hours, ballpark, roughly, do you have for this film, the current version that is screened in Hong Kong? And how long did it take you to edit it down? Was it hard?
Oh, it was
Briefly,
really
yeah. So
it was
the
really
top
a long
number.
journey, because I started editing. I started editing from 2010, and I re-edited and re-edited and re-edited throughout these past years. And I would say that the version you see is about like 20 or 30 something version.
Right,
Yeah,
20 some odd version. Wow, wow.
20.
I want to ask about those versions briefly, but I still want to get the answer on how many hours of footage do you have to deal with,
so
roughly.
In total, if you add up the other interviews I did, I did with those like educators, professionals, and parents, teachers, and students, and all other specialists or government people.
All in everything,
and
everything you did, everything you could possibly put into, like, you have to think about them, right? Whether you look at this tape, an hour of that, I don't really want to look at it. Nah.
Yeah.
But still, that is 1 hour that you have to think about it a little. But
so I would
total,
say like
how many hours?
Like 300 hours.
300
at
hours.
Least.
Wow, at least. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by that point, it was they are the 300 hours out. They are in a computer system on digital.
Yeah.
Already. And what software did you use to edit it?
Final Cut Pro.
Final Cut Pro. Mm-hmm. 7 or 10, I guess.
7.
7.
Yeah, there were 10 wasn't released
in 2010.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think getting other software is not going to be big thing for your father. If this works, I'm sure he would. His line like, if this works, like, use it to finish it.
Yeah.
Right. So wow, did you say 300 hours? That's a lot of hours, and for someone like you think 2010, so 4 years ago, 15. 15 years old, have to look at that. That is quite something.
That she wasn't understanding them. She was just grabbing the phenomenons, some of the phenomenons she see, and using those phenomenons as their characters.
Right. Or using those as paint to paint a picture that she wants to paint. Would it be?
No, I mean, she used the phenomenons she saw and used them and define their characteristics as the phenomenon she saw.
Okay.
So what I mean is that those phenomenons are caused by a deeper reason, but however she doesn't grasp that reason. She just exposed the result. Yes. Right. For example, sometimes Leon, he is kind of rebellious, but the reason of his rebellious behavior is caused by his kind of like struggle in his belief, and in fact, the person who he really is a quite really well-rounded people and knows a lot of things and think a lot of. It's kind of a philosopher rather than a
rather than a joker
rebel.
Or rebel. Yeah. Right.
I think the major reason I didn't put it in the film was I tried different places putting it, but however, with the feedbacks I get is that they think that scene interrupted the flow or the momentum of the film, and it just seemed odd. However, I just think that is so important. But
what was the scene about, without revealing too much?
Okay,
spoiling anything.
The scene was about,
or naming the person.
Yeah. The scene was about Leon and I, and actually, he kind of like that scene is talking about what the person he want to be and don't want to be, and why I say it is so important because the person he had become is exactly the person he didn't want to be.
Oh, yeah.
So I think so. That's the reason I say that it's so
revealing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very important to put this in the film so people see, wow, throughout this process, a lot of people, we've gone through the system whether you call it the education system, or even we go into the workforce, or sometimes for those people go into Wall Street or something, they might have a calling, but however, throughout that process, they might become the person they.
Yeah, but haven't we got something like that already through, I think, one of the student Howard's teachers, musician, and then became a salaryman, right? I think from that we kind of get that like a contradiction, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to put that contradiction in the film, but if you say the most intriguing or provoking moment, I would say is that scene. No, I think actually his biggest concern is about my health.
Your health.
Because I've stuffed all my life. Like, actually, I never had really a break throughout these 5 years. I never had a vacation or anything. And the trip I went to America actually was my mother bought me the round trip ticket to America, and she said, okay, now you're leaving Taiwan, and now I suppose that you are going to leave your work and you'll be alone, and so those stuff. And she was surprised that I ended up bringing my team to America and started another interview journey.
Wow, you brought your team, so you talk your teammates going to America, and that was you talking about the trip to the educational conference.
And also
and so, you interview, like, at least I saw pictures of you talking to people. Did you interview them too and have footage to prove?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
So anyway, that's another topic, and so I think my father and mother's major concern is my health, and another point is that they think that I devoted too much. I would say that I think they kind of like empathize, or they like 心疼, you know, 心疼 I.
心痛
Yeah.
心痛 yeah.
They think that I don't need to work so hard and just be a ordinary
normal kid.
Be a normal kid and relax and just do something.
Now you mention your mother, I have to ask this. Did your mother ever regret sending you to the documentary class? Did she over the years complain, I wish I just did? We talked about your father, but how about your mother? As mother, it's different, right? Mama.
I think I wouldn't say they would regret anything. Yeah, I think in I rarely hear regret in our family. Yeah, we kind of live at the moment, and we acknowledge past, because that is another story, because my father is a educational psychologist, and he's strongly influenced by Alfred Adler. That's why I'm called Adler. And okay. In the Adlerian psychology theory, Alfred Adler emphasized a lot of taking responsibility, and so therefore, in his educational practices, there were never and never will be these kind of like rewards and punishments. There are
no Skinner, ring the bell, feed the cat.
No, never. No. And everything you just like you do something, and you just get you just accept the consequences, whether it's a good consequence and bad consequence, and because you know what the consequences are, so you could consciously make decisions. Okay, so that's another story. And come back to my mother, I would say that I think they are both concerned majorly about my health, and my mom my mom sometimes think that you're too boring, just always work, 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 work. There will be no girls looking for you. If I am a girl, I won't date you.
Next interview, I'm going to ask you about your girlfriend. Right. But your health, she worries about your health because you work a lot of hours, take hours.
Yeah.
I'm sure once you start editing, is that the thing? Like, okay, just a little bit more. This little more sequence, and then like by the time like 2 or 3 in the morning or something like that. Is that the
I
challenge?
Like 2 or 3 in the morning is the regular time I sleep.
2 or 3.
I wake up around often like 8 or 9, and if I have to, so for example, last week I went to school for registration. I had to wake up 5:30 in the morning. Yeah, and although I slept like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Wow, that's yeah. I mean, I don't need to be your mother. I just hear this, and then like 90, you're 19, still developing everything. That is not enough sleep. That is
So their major concern is health.